Welcome back to the Tavern, everyone. This is the final installment of the Rogue build guide. I've done a significant amount of testing now. Compared damage numbers. We're going to go over some of that. Going to show you the comparison between all the knives a Rogue can use, the swords that we can use, and give you a little bit more of a breakdown of what's what, which is best for what, how do I like it, how should you like it. I just want to point out that the Castilion is still, I think, the strongest dagger overall, and we'll show you why. It's mainly because that last hit is starting to scale with physical damage bonus, and we'll showcase a little bit of the additions and changes I made to the arena kit that I was running before. I do think, the quick takeaway is I do think PDR Rogue is probably better in the dungeon in most cases when you're fighting, expecting to fight fighters, barbarians. However, you do need some damage. Building some damage does go a long way on some of these kits. Alright, so let's crack into it. Let's start with the Shortsword. What we're going to be comparing in these clips is DPS and how to get the weapon to scale, or if it's possible to get it to scale. You can see here that with the increase of headshot damage, we didn't really add that much damage to the Shortsword combo. I'd recommend just building action speed here. Alright, here's the Castilion test. You can see that between the two different gear sets, only thing I'm really increasing is headshot damage, and that instead of the plus 16 from the Shortsword, right, the headshot damage here on the Castilion is doing an additional 24 damage. That means that the final hit is scaling. Plus 24 damage is pretty significant. And lastly, we've got the stiletto. What the numbers are going to show here basically is that physical damage bonus and headshot really don't make the weapon scale at all, but because it has that short action speed, the DPS is fairly high. Now let's talk some strategy. Welcome back to the Tavern. Between the stiletto, the Shortsword, and the Castilion, of course, my two favorites are going to be the Castilion and the stiletto. All three of these weapons can work, but the builds that you want to use for them are going to vary. The Shortsword isn't going to benefit from a lot of physical damage bonus and headshot damage bonus, but you do need some on your kit. It's not getting the 10% bonus from Dagger Mastery, so focusing on action speed, focusing on physical damage reduction can make the weapon perform at a little bit of a higher rate. The benefit of the Shortsword being that you get an extra perk slot. You don't have to run Dagger Mastery, so you've got an extra perk slot there to either augment your hide, your invis, or taking double jump, those sort of things. A little bit of a longer reach on it as well, and the parry isn't half bad on it. Now with the Castilion is a pure brutalist weapon. You're going to have to absolutely land that third hit, but if you've built enough physical damage bonus and enough headshot damage bonus, that third hit is crippling. It's devastating. You should be able to finish most squishy targets in 3 hits with that bad boy, and possibly even killing plate targets in 4 or 5 hits. This means that if you can land your 3-shot combo with the Castilion and then switch to ranged, a lot of times you can just finish the target off with hand crossbow and throwing knives. Now for the stiletto, what isn't showcased in this video is the gap in between your 2 3-hit combos, right? So that there's a reason for that. The 3-hit combo in the stiletto is fast, it's very easy to get off and to get out. The weapon itself is going to scale better with action speed and headshot damage as opposed to building physical damage. The combo on it is relatively, the combo modifier is relatively small, so it's not a lot of variation between your first and your last hit. It's mainly about getting those 3 hits off and then moving. Again, the stiletto is also going to benefit from having a tankier kit. If you can sustain a melee fight longer, action speed and physical damage reduction are going to make you out-compete your opponent over time. I think that pretty much covers it. All 3 of these weapons are viable. Even the rapier is viable. It's mostly used for parrying and can help clear PvE relatively easy since it's got such a long range. You can outfight people with it, but it's going to be less useful in a trios. Right now, I think Rogue's best place is in duos or trios. Mainly because your kit can actually function as a high priority assassin against an enemy team. Now, it isn't really that likely that you're going to be able to sneak up on an enemy team, but you can do a lot of misdirection. They can lose sight of you around corners, invising, when they're looking at your teammate, that sort of thing. Even being able to hit a decent flank. I think Rogue is really shining in those games. I know from my arena matches that a lot of times I feel like I'm hard carrying the game. If I can't take out that wizard or that ranger, my team can't even get in. So keep that in mind. You'll also, the only difficulty there is that Rogue requires a little bit more coordination depending on what your team comp is. You never want to be in a situation where you're the only person pushing as a rogue. You need to be able to split your enemy's attention so that they're looking in two completely separate directions. And then that either provides an opportunity for you to get in or for your barbarian or fighter or bard to close the gap as well. So hopefully this information helps you out in building a kit around specific daggers. Oh yeah, you can catch me Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Twitch. I also stream to YouTube. We're getting pretty close to the maid costume. Just another 50 more followers on Twitch. And I got a little secret prepared for you guys. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Keep your eyes open and walk in the shadows.